What is up, guys? We're back at it again with another video, and we're here continuing our coverage of the 2022 Mr. Olympia and all the craziness that transpired. There's a lot of stuff that happened. My God, there's videos that you can make for months. In this video, we're going to be talking about Derek Lunsford and his incredible transformation coming from 212 just a year ago to 2022, competing in the open division on the Mr. Olympia stage and taking the runner-up spot, second place out of, I think it was 30 guys, 33 guys, if I'm not mistaken, to be exact. Incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. So on the left is going to be Derek Lunsford in the 2021 212 division, where he took first. And on the right, you're going to see Derek Lunsford this year in the Miss Olympia contest in the open division, taking second. And for this first pose, being the front double, you can just see size. I mean, the biggest thing notable is the arms. His arms exploded. I wouldn't say that maybe they're a bit more closed in during this year contest season, but his arms are tremendous. You can see the lats are thicker, the chest is thicker. He's just a bigger version of himself. He's massive. I mean, 212 last year, I think he said on stage he was about mid 230s. So that is an incredible amount of weight in one calendar. That's about 20 pounds. That's a little over 20 pounds in one calendar year. And what's remarkable is that the supposed plans was to defend his current reigning 212 title, not to go to open. So they look like they turned up the gears around maybe May, June, July to actually pack on some size. So they didn't even have a full calendar year of just blasting in the offseason to pack on muscle. It's like half a year of like really growing. So 20 pounds in like half a year. I mean, imagine this guy with a full year off season, which he does have right now, being the runner-up at the Olympia competition. He can take the full year off, focusing on pure size. And I do believe he will be the Mr. Olympia champion one day. And once he wins, he will hold that title for a very, very long time. Moving on, let's go over to the front lat spread. Now, the theme with all these photos, you're going to see just size. He's bigger. He's really big. He made his last year self look like an amateur. Now, I tried to scale these photos as best as I could, meaning I didn't want the ratios to be off, one being bigger than the other. In this particular photo, maybe the current photo of 2022 is a little bigger than the other one, but you can see just size, man. He's big. He's really big. Shoulders are bigger, chest is bigger, arms are bigger, legs are bigger. Maybe a little bit of a thicker waist, but that just comes with the territory of putting on 20 pounds of muscle, stage weight, in half a year. I mean, you know, and if there's anything that can grow, it's his stomach and not suffer, because his waist is incredibly small. The thing is that he's growing everything else. So you're not going to notice any increase of size around the waist if his arms are bigger and the legs are proportionately bigger compared to the growth of the stomach. But it's a front lat spread, it's not a big deal. Moving on, we have the side chest, and yes, the size is apparent. Legs, bigger. Now, I would say in 2021, winning the 212 division, he was a tad bit sharper in the conditioning department. This year, he definitely brought size and fullness. Last year, I would say he was a bit more detailed conditioning-wise. But, you know, the loss of size, the loss of conditioning, but the added size was good enough to be the second best bodybuilder in the world. So it was not a bad play at all. Arms are incredible here. Shoulders are incredible. Chest is actually showing vascularity compared to last year, which was just a smooth chest shoulder tie-in. But this year you can actually see some hardness coming through the pecs. Quad is even a bit more detailed, although you might say he's not as conditioned. It's just more size, man. He's big. He is massive. Here we have the back double bicep. Like I said before, it looks like he did sacrifice some conditioning, because you can notice the glutes in 2021 was way more dug out, even the lower back. Now, granted, the light is not the same. That does need to be noted. Not the same lighting, not the same stage. But for the most part, you can see the muscles and kind of see what he presented. So the detail of the back in 2021 and the detail of the glutes and hams were superior last year in 2021. But look at the size, man. The arms are bigger in 2022. The shoulders, the back is wider. Legs definitely bigger. My God, did he bring it? You can actually notice the gap down the middle, the thigh gap, I guess you say. There's a little bit of that this year, but it's closed off, if you will. He filled in the inner thighs quite a bit to actually be able to present a fuller and bigger package, which played out very well, obviously coming in second in the world. Back lat spread, just size, man. I mean, he's massive. He ate himself. It's like he made himself look like an amateur that just won his pro card. When the truth is that this other version of him is also an Olympia winner. And it's really crazy, man. Now, I guess the details that matter. You can see all the muscles. You can see the rhomboids, the lats, the rear delts, the traps down the middle. You can still see the glutes. You can still see the hamstrings. It's not like he was like 20% off of conditioning, but 20% better on muscle. He was probably 2 or 3% off on his last year conditioning shape, but 25% better when it comes from a muscularity standpoint. It was an incredible trade-off that paid off very, very well. Moving on to the side tricep. Now, you can see in 2021, he's a bit more tilted versus this year being 2022 is kind of more side on. But you can notice the size, man. The arms are bigger. That's the theme of the whole video. He just came in massive, and he needed to. Going into the open division, competing against mass monsters, Nick Walker, Big Ramy, even Brandon to an extent. Brandon was on stage at about 260. That was a big, big version of Brandon. You need to come in big. What's crazy that this guy stepped on stage at about mid 230s. Big Ramy's in the 290s. Nick is in the 250s. Brandon's in the 260s. Hottie, I would guess 240s. He was the lightest guy when it comes to scale weight in the top 5. And he still placed second. Weight doesn't matter. Bodybuilding is an illusion. Bodybuilding is all about proportions, symmetry, conditioning, overall muscularity. I mean, we saw it last year when Sean Clarita beat Sergio Oliva Jr. and Regan Grimes. Those guys had about almost 100 pounds of muscle on Sean Clarita, and he still pulled out the victory, even being the smallest and lightest guy in the lineup. Here we have the abs and thighs, just bigger, man, just a lot more size. The quads are bigger. You can even see the arms from this position is bigger. Lats are even thicker. In this pose, you really can't tell the waist is thicker at all. In fact, it looks like a copy and paste waist, except the lighting is different. Definitely a very improved version, though, if I do say so myself. If he actually can bring, let's say, another 10 pounds of pure stage weight, but with his 2021 conditioning, his lights out. I think he's Mr. Olympia. I do believe it. Moving on to the most muscular. Now, these are two different variations of most muscular. He actually did not hit, at least during the prejudging, he didn't hit these versions at all in the opposite years. But you can still overall see the muscularity. Now, things I'm looking at, chest down the middle this year, 2022, way more detail compared to last year. 2021, like I said, the chest was smooth, delts were smooth. Everything is just smooth in the upper body. And granted, he still needs to work quite a bit on just more detail and hardness between the shoulders and chest and arms, even this year. But it's an improvement in the right direction. It's an improvement to fix those areas, to be more detailed, to be more competitive, and to be a dominant Miss Olympia champion in future. Legs are massive. I mean, he does need to bring up his legs. I mean, if there's anything he needs to grow, I would say legs. He has everything else, man. Shoulders are there, arms are there, chest, back, waistline. It's just legs. Honestly, just, work on the quads, work on the hams. The glutes are already there. Work on the calves. After that, he's done. The hardness will come over time. He's 29 years old, man. He's definitely going to, mature, muscle maturity over the years will kick in, and you'll actually see the details come through better. And finally, this is his signature pose, which is this kind of quarter turn, single arm back pose, whatever you call it. Size, man. Look at the arms. The arms are the biggest noteworthy thing if you want to compare last year to this year. Everything else is relatively the same, other than he's just bigger. Legs, even the opposite arm on the other end over there, bigger. Rear delt on the opposite side, bigger. Shoulders in 2022 compared to 2021, bigger. Like I said, he made himself like an amateur in just what, a 12-month calendar year. Granted, I mean, obviously only having about 6 months of, maybe not even that, of just pure off season putting on size. He didn't really have an off season, because if you look at the Pittsburgh Pro, I believe that was in May. And during the Pittsburgh Pro, he was peeled. He was peeled out of his mind for an off season weight. He did not bulk up. He did not try to push size. He was trying to stay within striking distance of 212. So like I said, with him having a full calendar year to focus on nothing but size and getting better, there's absolutely no way this guy doesn't explode, put on another 10 pounds, if not more, come in the maybe mid to high 240s. It's over. It's literally over. So, guys, down below, let me know what you think about this incredible Derek Lunsford transformation. I don't think we've ever seen anyone, at least to this degree in a short amount of time, transform and change this much when it comes to a muscle building and size perspective. It is wild to witness. Down below, guys, let me know. Quick video. Hope you enjoy the video. Like, share, comment down below. And if you're not subscribed, make it a thing. Sub to the boy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.